Good morning, my dear students. As I mentioned in the previous class, we have to study two textbooks this year, Statistics for Economics and Microeconomic Theory. Today, we start with Statistics for Economics. First chapter, Introduction. Let us start with the definition of economics. Economics is the study of human behavior that related to wealth. It is one of the famous definitions of economics that I mentioned in the previous class. Alfred Marshall, one of the founders of modern economics, called economics is the study of man in the ordinary business of life. Let us understand what that means, ordinary business of life. When you buy goods, you may want to satisfy your own personal needs or those of your family or those of any other person to whom you want to make a gift. You are called a consumer. When you buy goods, you are consumer. When you sell goods to make a profit for yourself, you may be a shopkeeper, you are called a seller. That is, when you sell a good to make a profit, you are called a seller. When you produce goods, you may be a farmer or a manufacturer. You are called a producer. When you produce goods, you are the producer. When you are in a job working for some other person and you get paid for it, you may be employed by somebody who pays you wages or salary. You are called service holder. When you are in a job, you are called service holder. When you provide some kind of service to others for a payment, you may be a lawyer or a doctor or a taxi driver. You are called a service provider. When you provide some kind of services, you are called a service provider. In all these cases, you will be called gainfully employed in an economic activity as producer, as consumer, as service holder, as service provider. You are gainfully employed in an economic activity. Economic activities are ones that are undertaken for a monetary gain. This is what economists mean by ordinary business of life. Economic activities are ones that are undertaken for a monetary gain or profit. This is what economists mean by ordinary business of life. If you ever heard the story of Aladdin and his magic lamp, you would agree that Aladdin was a lucky guy. Whenever and whatever he wanted, he just had to rub his magic lamp on, and when a jinn appeared to fulfill his wish. When he wanted a palace to live in, the jinn instantly made one for him. When he wanted expensive gifts to bring to the king when asking for his daughter's hand, he got them at the bat of an eyelid. In real life, we cannot be as lucky as Aladdin. Though, like him, we have unlimited wants. We do not have a magic lamp. Take, for example, the pocket money that you get to spend. If you had more of it, then you could have purchased almost all the things you wanted. But since your pocket money is limited, you have to choose only those things that you want the most. This is the basic teaching of economics. We have unlimited wants, but our resources are limited. These limited resources have alternative uses, so we have to make a choice. Scarcity is the root of all economic problems. Had there been no scarcity, there would have been no economic problem, and you would not have studied economics either. In our daily life, we face various forms of scarcity. The long queues at railway booking counters, crowded buses and trains, shortages of essential commodities, the rush to get a ticket to watch a new film, etc., all are manifestations of scarcity. We face scarcity because the things that satisfy our wants are limited in availability. Thank you.